Yeah, they didn't want to do what I get supposed to. It didn't want to do what I told her to do. I don't know why. But ladies and gentlemen, we're at a Hit the Ropes podcast with me, your girl Delores, and the good brother J News. I know, ladies and gentlemen, he don't look the same. He don't look alike J News, but he is. So J News, do you have anything to tell the good people here on the
It,
podcast?
it is a beautiful Sunday evening over here on the East Coast. It is now 9:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but somewhere around the world there is something such as a good morning, a good afternoon, and good evening. I am your good brother Jay News, and we're back at it again here at the Hit the Ropes podcast, talking all things wrestling that happened this week. So be prepared, be ready, and join us as we run down the week that was pro wrestling and put you onto some stuff you might have not known about. So, Dolores, take it away.
Yes, J News. It is on your side. It's saying that you're live. Are you live? Just making sure you're live on your side.
I am live
Yep.
according to what
Yep.
I'm seeing. Yeah.
Hi, J News' people. How you doing? We'll go over that. Since we're here to start the show, I want to say first of all, we're on a new platform, so we're gonna be changing some things around, maybe editing, moving some things around. So make sure you just be patient with us as we go around. Second of all, I want to say RIP to my cousin Rhonda. So that's just a personal thing for me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into the podcast and start hitting the ropes with J News and I. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for the review. We're going to start off with WWE, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to go with the Raw. Raw was on 10/21, ladies and gentlemen. And these are the matches below. Come on now, give me what I want. It's like now what it is that my screen is huge, and so I'm looking at the top part, but not the bottom
Yes.
part. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, on Raw, it was a pretty good Raw. Not great, but good. We had the WWE Tag Team Title #1 Contendership Tournament first round match. The New Day of Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods defeated the authors of Pain, Akam, and Razar with Karrion Kross, Paul Ellering, and Scarlett in their corner. Damage Control, Io Sky and Kyrie Sane versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez with Dominic Mysterio. We had the WWE Tag Team Title #1 Contendership first round match again with LWO, Dragon Lee, and Rey Mysterio with Zelina Vega in their corner defeated American May, Brutus, and Julius Creed with Chad Gable and Ivy Nile in their corner. And then last but not least, we had the WWE Intercontinental title match. Braun Breaker defeated the champion at the time, Jey Uso, with the help of those dastardly bloodline people. J News, what did
Man.
you think about this Raw?
Uh, I think I said this last week or previous week's podcast and stuff like that. Um, it seems like the bloodline story is continuing to chug on. I'm still interested for wherever we are in context here. Um, and I want to see. Well, we got the follow up to what happened on Monday, on Friday. We'll get to that when we get to SmackDown. But the whole dynamic of all the other main storylines that are happening on Raw right now, um, I feel like they're not hitting as they should. For me, speaking for myself, so I haven't really watched a Raw show in a while. In completion, I'm always checking for the highlights and stuff online. But for the most part, it's really the Bloodline storyline that has me in there, um, synced in, and I'm also still trying to figure out what's going on with the New Day and things of that nature. But outside of that, don't really have anything else that I'm sinking my teeth into right now.
Yep, 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 yep. We're gonna go back to that slide. For me, it was pretty okay, I would say. I wouldn't say it's something I would ring bells and whistles over, but at least it was serviceable as far as we got this set up to what happened when we'll talk about on Friday Night SmackDown, okay?
Hmm.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the next show, which is NXT. NXT on 10/22, ladies and gentlemen. The matches are going across the bottom on the ticker. We had Damage Control, Io Sky, and Kyrie Singh defeat Metaphor of Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend in a no contest, which means nobody really lost or won, but it was a pretty good match. I would say go back and watch it. Jada Parker defeated Tatum Paxley. Oba Femi defeated Luca Crucifino
Luca.
with Channing Lorenzo in the corner. So Ruka defeated Carmen Petrovich. Um, Hank and Tank, Hank and Tank Ledger defeated out the mud Bronco and Lucian, and we had Julia and Stephanie Valkyria defeat Fatal Influence, which was Fallon Henley and JC Jane. Ladies and gentlemen, because the pay per view is still going on, this will not be something that we will go over right now, but because the main event is happening now. But we'll talk about this on the preview side coming up. Was there anything, J News, from this that you personally would say you enjoyed or if you saw it at all?
Um, from an enjoyment standpoint, I'm always for when NXT debuts new wrestlers because I think they do a really good job from a production standpoint of putting new wrestlers in a good spotlight. And I read, not that I know, but I did read that there was a little bit of confusion and animosity that went out from the WWE towards the CW when they were closing the show because they had at that point debuted uh, Delta,
Yeah.
and they closed the show before she could really even do anything. They just showed her on screen for like a second, and then they went on the CW, the network, went on to the next show, and she was supposed to actually do something. Uh,
That's a pain in the butt.
yeah, that.
Also, I want to say, J News, on the tip of you going back and watching some of these things,
Mhm.
I want to say to you, um, why did Trick Williams, and I want you to hold it in your brain, he got cooked by Ethan Page.
Okay,
And for this match, he decided to come out as Wonka. Top hat, coat now.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That makes me listen, if you don't keep up with my boy Trick and his distance to Ethan, they were fine. I laughed at each one of them. I died laughed at each one of them. And Ethan had his comeback too now. He, even though it was very unseasoned, he very much got his kickback, okay? But at a certain point, I was like, where are we going with this when he cooked him in the ring? What were we doing with this?
I saw something in relation to Trick Williams clapping back at Ethan Page after Ethan Page made his disc record,
Yeah, because
and
Trick
and
made his, Ethan responded, and then Trick did his own, which was like a
a gospel Kirk Franklin iteration
stomp.
with brother Devon serving as the pastor. So that was hilarious to see. By the way, shouts to Trick for uh, yeah, using something that is something that is uh, culturally relevant to um, send a message to one of his competitors in the ring. That was funny. I appreciated that. Some
Listen,
of the
he been on fire. It says that PD. He was like, you ain't got no juice in this PD. Like he been getting. he been listen. You
oh
shouldn't.
man,
You should. You shouldn't. Listen. I should not. I should not
but
have to be dealing with this.
there was another thing that I wanted to mention that happened on NXT that was a backstage segment. Um, I'm not sure this is going anywhere necessarily, but on the internet at least it was projected to be Oba Femi while he returned Nikita Lyons' robe to her. It seemed that was Oba's attempt at a riz, as they say nowadays. He was risen up Nikita Lyons while he
He
returned
trying to tame
said.
that mane. That's what he trying to do. Trying to tame that mane, man.
So
That's why he
um,
walked out. Listen, Anika, she did. Sometimes she misses stuff. Lord have mercy. But the slow walker was the first time she done see him do that. The pimp walking, he like, eh, she the first time she done seen it, and I'm like, listen, if I could put Obafemi in like the is it I'm gonna get you sucker, them one of them type of
oh my
outfits,
god.
and with the shoe with the fish at the bottom, I swear. You can take my money. Put it on a shirt. Put it whatever.
I
You
could,
got my money. Just take
I,
it.
could,
Just
I
take it.
couldn't, I couldn't take it if they were to make Obafemi into like a black exploitation character. I wouldn't be able to take that. But
He already doing it with DeWalt. He might as well just continue. On it. Just
but
continue.
but
Continue, my brother. Just keep it right on it. Right on
uh,
it.
but I'll say this: I'm not sure where WWE is going anywhere with that, if anywhere per se. But it was interesting to see. It was interesting to see uh, from a backstage interaction perspective. I'll say that. I'll say that.
Listen, I took great joy into trying to figure out. Hey, Tien, how you doing? How you doing? Okay, now we're gonna go on to the next slide after NXT. Ladies and gentlemen, we had SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. SmackDown, SmackDown. Okay? So, SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen, was on the 25th, last Friday, and these are the matches below. Okay? So for SmackDown, we had the Street Profits of Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, along with B-Fab, defeat Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince, and Kit Wilson. We had a fatal four-way match. Io Sky defeated Bianca Belair, Lash Legend, and Piper Niven. We had a non-title match of Liv Morgan defeating Tiffany Stratton. We had Bayley and Naomi defeat Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. And we had Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton defeat Imperium of Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. See, listen, ladies and gentlemen. FYI, mental note. For those who haven't gotten the gist or is just maybe a little later, your girl is sick, and I'm fighting these demons. They're trying to tell me not to speak. Okay, so so if you hear me just trying to say or something I sound nasally, I'm very sorry, but this is how it is. So, J News, what
Mhm.
from this show did you get, or did you like or dislike or whatever?
I mean, the takeaways were aplenty. I think that the segment they had there with Triple H and Randy Orton was pretty cool, especially with Triple H telling Randy that he was trying to protect Randy from Kevin Owens. So that was interesting to see as a segment there. And then secondarily, like I was saying before, uh, wondering where this whole bloodline thing was going to go. And when they presented first of all, big ups to the Motor City Machine Guns for winning the WWE Tag Team Championships on their third match in the WWE. Those guys are tag legends all over the world. So props to the Motor City Machine Guns for the win there, beating the Bloodline Tag Team. But they did get some help from the one and only main event, Jay Uso, on,
You
on that win. Yeet, indeed. He when him and his brother after the match was over reunited and hugged it out, and they had the camera shot on Roman Reigns at the top of the stage, where all Roman Reigns could do was just stare out into the ring. I said to myself, we're still not all the way there yet, right? We're still not all the way there yet.
They were jealous.
So we'll see how that all plays out. But it was an extra layer to the match. Obviously, they're building towards Survivor Series, so we'll see how it all breaks down in that manner. But I like as to where this is going. We'll see how it all breaks down. It might just be a trios match for all intents and purposes, because at this point it's well, no, it's got to be at least 5, right, to do a Survivor Series, a traditional Survivor Series
I
match.
told you last week we need to bring Hikaleo in because then he can say his brothers abandoned him. So it'll be one abandoned brother on each side, two brothers, set of brothers on each side, like brothers on each side, and then we have the top dog on each side.
Right, right.
Because it's really not Solo that we even care about anymore. It's Jacob.
Right. Because yeah, Jacob's the
It's like
Jacob.
the point of the story I think now is, will Jacob do with to Solo what Solo did to Roman?
I don't know. And then honestly, I'm not too sure if the new bloodline will have an extra member come Survivor Series. So that might be something that we have to look into. Um, so we'll see. But right now, those are the takeaways I have from SmackDown. Um, yeah, that's what landed for me.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on from SmackDown to AEW, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to go into AEW Dynamite. This is the first show up. And ladies and gentlemen, that was on the 23rd, ladies and gentlemen, and the matches are scrolling below. And these are the matches that were on the Dynamite. Shelton Benjamin, along with MVP, defeated Sammy Guevara. We had the Don Callis family of Brian Cage and Lance Archer defeat the Pillars of Destiny, Hunter Gray and Jay knows how do you pronounce that?
RVs,
Paravis. Okay.
RVs, yeah.
Our That's why I should have known they were gonna lose. ROH World Title ladder match. Oh, Chris Jericho defeated Mark Briscoe for the title. Oh, Jesus, why? House of Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black defeated Jaden Monroe, Kevin Carr, and Jay News. That's
Oh,
your
Pirata de la Muerte.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, he
Mm-hmm.
looking young and he can speak Spanish, ladies. Uh, and Camille defeated Queen Aminata.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel Garcia and Private Party of Quinn and Zay defeated the elite of Jack Perry, Matthew, and Nicholas Jackson. So
Mm-hmm.
J News.
I'm gonna go through this bit by bit. I love what AEW has been doing with Shelton Benjamin, contrary to other people's beliefs online, making him look like a worthwhile uh, wrestler with a lot of experience and an edge to him at this point. Um, is a breath of fresh air. This is very strong booking, and it's not like he's been in there. Uh, yeah, no doubt. Leo Rush and Sammy Guevara are smaller guys in comparison to Shelton Benjamin, but he's been able to get 2 really strong matches out of guys who, one, are younger than him, and then 2, don't have as much experience as him in the ring. It is incredible to see a man of Shelton Benjamin's athletic skills and abilities do what he does at the age of 49 years old. So folks who think that they're too old to be in good shape and to look good and as good as Shelton Benjamin, get on that bus and get your ass to the gym. That's what I tell you. So, age is nothing but a number at the end of the day. So Shelton Benjamin doing good things. I also want to say that there was a match during AEW Dynamite that pissed me off. And I wanted to talk about this, and I'm not going to go into too much length about it because it was a match that pissed me off. It was Camille versus Queen Aminata. A lot of people tried to sweep this match under the rug, and I'm not going to. Amanada did her thing. Camille was a complete and utter mess in this match, and I'm not too sure if the pacing was not to her liking. I'm not too sure if her and Amanada didn't speak about certain spots in this match. Just talking from a professional standpoint, meaning wrestling. But it looked janky as hell, and for all intents and purposes, this match didn't do what it needed to do for Camille, which was prove that Camille can have a an endurance match, basically a longer match, and not look bad in a longer match. This match did not do that for her at
This is
all.
where people need to watch who they're hiring. It was word that WWE wanted Camille a little bit.
Mhm.
They jumped on it. They got Camille. But if you watch MLW, any port, you will know she's good for the strong spots, but she's not a good talker. She's not really good at wrestling. Like as far as like being athletic, I would at this point, and I hate to say it because I've seen her be good, but the only time I've seen her have a semi good match is with I think she was teaming with Nick Aldis at the time, and it was
Maybe.
like a mixed intergender match thing,
Mhm.
and then she did her little strong, but she didn't do too much in that match. And at a certain point, I feel like you need to train her.
Well,
She needs to have a Nia Jax moment.
I'm so you're not wrong, but then there's also the side of pro wrestling that is supposed to help some of the talents um show off their strong suits, right, instead of showing off their weaknesses. And if they're going to build her up to be uh this strong um female wrestler, basically a female Goldberg in a sense, right? Like much like they did Jay Cargill, then go that route. Don't go the route where she's going to be in there with girls who are either heavy hitters or very very well rounded wrestlers, like Aminata is, and things of that nature. I would doubt she can have a good match with Mercedes for all intents and purposes. So those style, I know that styles make matches, but this particular match did not suit her at all, and it went on for too long, and it overexposed her. If they're gonna be concentrating on her strong suits, make these matches shorter, and not to say that they all have to be squash matches, but they have to be matches that that really show off whatever her strong suits are going to be for the character that she's playing. This match did not do that, and I just wanted to put that out there. I'm not going to sit here and say that she's bad. She's signed by a company, so obviously they see some sort of talent in her. I'm just saying project her strong suits. Don't put her in matches that are not going to make her look good. Because being in there
No
one,
offense, I don't think any match would not make her look good.
uh, it depends. It really does
I
depend.
I've seen her, and it's just it's about she doesn't she's not growing,
Mm.
and it's like the time she had with Nick Aldis is the time that she was growing, and it made her look stronger. And then when Nick left, it's like it exposed her.
Yeah, but it's the same. She's she was Nick's heater. She's playing the same role with Mercedes. The thing about that is that after Nick left and she became the NWA Women's Champion, she had that belt forever. I didn't watch any of her matches there, but it seemed like she was doing well. At least from the looks of it, because she did hold on to that title for a long period of
Now
time.
remember, this
Yeah.
is the same company who, if you go and look at clips,
Hmm.
made their champion at the time, what's his name? Brutus Clay.
Oh, the yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, made him look like he was doing something great until you saw the match and realized man was gassed out 50 seconds into the match. He
Hmm.
would just get dragged 90% of the match. That's at a point where I feel like that's why I get frustrated with some people. It's like if you could do the bare minimum, they're okay with it. Long as you can look a certain way. But this is the thing about it. you have two people who can't help each other.
Hmm.
Because right now, Mercedes is drowning in promos. Camille cannot do a promo. Mercedes is doing somewhat good in the ring. We know she has potential to do great, but Camille is like not really learning. And so at a certain point, you need to put them with somebody. It's almost like I would say DDP is the best example of somebody who you would initially see and think, not going nowhere, not doing nothing, not nothing. Then they get with the right people and they learn and they train and they better their craft.
Mm.
That's what I want for Camille.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I just it's whether or not she takes to it or stuff like that,
It's like who in
or,
the other
or
than
if she's receptive to it.
what's it, the professor? What she call her?
Serena Deep.
Yeah, other than Serena Deeb, who, from my understanding, is not as involved as she used to be.
Mm.
Who is going to teach her? Mercedes is flying and doing press and having a good time. Who is going to be that person to teach her?
I mean,
Because if we remember back in the day, Cody, Kitty, all of those people were the ones that were training
right.
some of these women, like Jade and the rest of them. And now you don't really have that structure other than Dustin Rose, but you got him doing these proving ground matches and trying to help Sammy get his credibility back up. So at what point do you focus on the women? And it's still we still seeing these matches where it seems like you have Queen Aminata, somebody who should have won the title in ROH and been on her throne, and you move Athena and them up. Instead, you got her getting wiped out for no reason in a bad match.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we on to the next thing. And the next thing is Ring of Honor, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, yes, yes. Next thing we're talking about is Ring of Honor on the 24th. And these are the matches scrolling below. Ladies and gentlemen, on Ring of Honor, we had the Gates of Agony. Uh, Bishop Khan and Toa. Now, the reason I'm laughing, ladies and gentlemen, is because technically I'm supposed to do three things at one time. And so I am slowly behind my camera is my TV as I watch Bully Ray defend Trick. Yeah, wild. Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan and Toa Leona defeated the infantry of Charlie Bravo and Sean Dean. This is J News word. Rena Isis?
Reina Isis. Yeah.
Yes. Defeated Viva Van, which is a shame. I saw that. Rocky Romero with Dunkson defeated Brendan Cutler. EJ Nduka and Lee Johnson defeated Brett Hakens and Jewel.
Hmm.
For the ROH World title match, Brian Cage defeated Commander. And that was the end of the show. J News. I know you don't watch it,
Hmm.
but do you have any things you would like to change about ROH?
Um, I want a full scale restructure of how the show's laid out. To be quite honest, um, there needs to become a TV show. The way that the from what I understand, when people watch it on Honor Club, it just runs and runs and runs, match after
Yes.
match after match after match after match. Uh,
Yes.
there's no
And
there's no legit structure to it. So I hope that uh, there there comes a time where there's a structure to it. A lot of people were noting that when now that Jericho is the ROH World Champion, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, ROH got a TV deal. ROH got a TV deal." And I was like, I'm not sure if ROH would get a TV deal with the way that the show is structured.
first of all,
So yeah, I
most
don't.
people who do not know, I look up the matches. So a lot of times I pre-put them in if they're already pre-taped. So if you go back to ROH, a lot of these matches will say they were recorded on January,
Yeah.
February. Has nothing to do with none of the storylines that they want to put across to us. They recorded it months, weeks, years. They're going back sometimes to fill in and pick a match from 30 years ago. That has nothing to do with what we're doing now.
Mhm.
And so it just feels like, yeah, this is just supposed to be the place where we get good matches, and there's no storyline. I shouldn't care what anybody's doing. Everybody just, as long as you pack a picnic and a lunch, you'll be there. And it's irritating. It's very irritating to waste your time to not figure out. And then once it's like, even with the Minion storyline was like, okay, and then Billy's supposed to grow from this, and she's supposed to now respect her. But then now it's like we're almost getting to a point where Billy is back in the same position she's trying to get herself out of.
Yeah,
So
it
it's like
isn't.
we're going in a
It's not.
circle all over again.
It's not very fluid storytelling, and I get that. To the point you were making, that it's supposed to be, well, Billy's grown a little bit more, and now she's just frustrated with her with her position within her minion status and all that stuff. But it was like, to what you just said, it just makes her go back to square one. It doesn't feel like there's been growth, even though there has been. But from a storyline perspective, it's like, all right, we're gonna do Athena and Billy part two, to the strength of what necessarily. Athena's not Billy's not going to beat Athena at this point. There's just no way. You know what I'm saying? And it's like Athena's got this thing going on with Abaddon, and it's like, I get it. That's supposed to be comedy and it's supposed to be funny. She's spooked out. She's freaked out. Uh, all well and good, but it's like, what else, right? You gave Billy an opportunity to be the women's TV ROH TV champ, and I thought she did a solid job doing that. But then you take her out of that picture to put her back into the same picture with Athena, and it's like, well, we're just doing the same thing over again here. So what's new here necessarily? What is really new? Because Athena's just mistreating Billy like she was the first time around. So what's the new layer to this story necessarily, outside of Billy's experience levels being different, right? Um, I just don't feel like there's any underlying story that would give Billy any depth towards her being booked to win a match or something like that, or whatever the case is, or if this leads to Billy creating her own faction, cool, but it doesn't feel like we're walking that way, right? So it's just like, it just feels like more of the same. Is basically my point. So I don't know.
Yep, yep, yep. And that's every time I watch it, ladies and gentlemen, I just think about what would y'all want me to do? Because at this point, I feel like screaming. Next up, it is Rampage, ladies and gentlemen. It is on the 25th, and these are the matches that are scrolling down below. So on Rampage, we had four quick matches, a lot of promos backstage and in ring. It was the Undisputed Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett defeated Shane Taylor Productions, Lee Moriarty and Shane Taylor, and beating the Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan and Toa Leona. Anna Jay defeated Leela Gray. We had the Beast Mortos defeat Beef, and Ricochet defeated Nick Wayne. J News, any things that you felt about this rampage?
I'm always gonna spotlight the ladies. So Anna Jay and Layla Gray actually looked really good in this match, both of them as individuals. So shout outs to Layla Gray, who's been recently training at the New Japan Academy. Shout outs to Anna Jay for continuing to show her growth. And it was a decent match. Not as it was definitely a much. I hate to bear the comparison, but I'll do it here just because it's all AEW talent. It was a much better match to watch and consume as a viewer than the Camille and Queen Aminata match. And I'm not putting that on Queen Aminata. Anyways, and I get it. It takes two to tango, but yeah, whatever
Yeah.
works. Also, shout outs to Ricochet for continuing to put on banger after banger after banger. Uh, them putting him in there with Nick Wayne, I thought was a pretty big deal for Nick Wayne, because Nick Wayne is the future generation of the kind of wrestler that Ricochet is, and for Nick Wayne to be able to basically stand toe to toe and do his due diligence in there, even though Ricochet came out with the win, it was a good match nonetheless. So I give them credit there. Harley Cameron is hilarious, by the way. I want to mention that young lady has grown on me. Her comedic timing
She
is
should never rap a day in her life again.
she should never rap, but her comedic timing is impeccable. She she is great on the microphone. Her and Thunder Rosa will be having a Dia de los Muertos match. come this Wednesday on Dynamite. So props to the ladies. Shouts to Thunder Rosa, who's always been a very, very welcoming and loving person to speak to in person. I saw her at Grand Slam. She was very cool and nice to even say hello while she was walking toward wherever she was walking. So big shouts to Thunder Rosa. But I wanted to because her and Harley Cameron are in a small feud nonetheless right now, which has been aired on Rampage and Collision as of late. So I wanted to give the ladies a shout out there. And there is not much else I wanted to mention about Rampage yet. There that goes.
Rampage is turning AEW dark. It's just getting on my nerves. Ladies and gentlemen, next up is AEW Collision on 10/26. The matches are scrolling below. And on this show, we had Jay White with Juice Robinson in his corner defeat Shane Taylor with Lee Moriarty. We had Penelope Ford defeat Robin Renegade. We had the Outrunners of Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd defeat the Eminem Connect collection of Mansoor and Mason. We had Ricochet defeat Leo Rush. I really enjoyed that. We
Mhm.
had Anna Jay defeat Viva Van. And for the last match, we had FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dex Harwood defeat La Faction Ingronable, Dralistico, and Roosh with Jake Roberts and the Beast Mortus in their corner. J News, any of these kind of
Uh,
get
Jay White looking like Jay White can only look because he's one of the best in the world. And props to him there. As I always say, I always spotlight the ladies. It was really really good to see Penelope Ford back in the ring. One, two, she looked very healthy, which was something that was important to me because I remember, and this is me speaking for myself. I remember before she left with injury,
yeah,
how much weight she had lost,
yeah,
and it didn't and this is not a body shaming thing. It's more or less being a former health and fitness professional as I am, understanding what weight loss and gain can look like on a person. It looked like she was going through something health wise with all that weight loss, and I just felt like she shouldn't have been in the ring. Shouldn't have been in the ring at that time because whatever it was she was going through. Then to find out 2 years after the fact, she was battling all these different things, and it's like now she put the weight back on. She looks more athletic. She's moving smoothly. She's moving even more smoothly and stuff like that. And I was like, this is the Penelope Ford I remember from the Indies and whatnot. Penelope Ford was a show stealer in the Indies before she hit AEW. And I remember when she hit AEW, I feel like they completely tried to 180 her style and it wasn't working. And then whenever she fell ill or she got sick and she got injured, it didn't play it played even worse. So glad to see Penelope was able to get in there with Robin Renegade. Obviously, Robin Renegade is used as enhancement talent at this point in her career, but she's the best that AEW has because she can really do a lot in the ring. And I think that her and Penelope put on a fine match there. Shout outs to two kings, Leo Rush and Ricochet, for putting on a banger of a match. You know me. I got all this love for Leo Rush, man, after all these years and everything that he's been through. So shouts to him. Interesting play they made with Leo Rush and the members of Top Flight. There was a backstage segment that they shot with all members of Top Flight. Leo Rush got frustrated after his win. It seems that everything that is coming to is bubbling up. Everything that's been happening lately with the BCC and Moxley and everything else in between. Action Andretti's actions as of late, trying to be more aggressive in the ring and things of that nature. All these things are starting to percolate. Leo's frustration hit a fever pitch. He was able to get into Darius Martin's ear. Dante wasn't necessarily feeling it. Layla wasn't necessarily feeling it. So we'll see where this all ends up, but it adds an extra layer and development of depth to their characters on screen. So we will see where that goes in the following weeks. And that to me is progression for this young crew. So that was cool for them. Jay White, he finalized and got his match for Full Gear against the Hanger, Hangman Adam Page. So we'll see that coming. Uh, I don't necessarily know what the outcome is going to be there, but I hope that they continue to push Jay White into the upper mid card of AEW because he sure as hell deserves it in that realm. So I just wanted to mention those points from Collision, and yeah, that's where
Yep.
I'm at with that.
Again, Collision. As much wrestling as I watch all week long, he ain't got to do all this. He ain't got to do all this. Okay? Maybe cut one or two shows off. Okay? Save me. Also, stop having these weird names for these wrestlers and having a match name that's 65 years old. I don't have to keep going through this. The fact that I have to try to manipulate sometimes to fit in a banner because you have got a match name that's 99 characters long is ridiculous. Save me, okay? And hopefully by the end I can save you too. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on to TNA, ladies and gentlemen. And we're also going to talk about TNA twice this week because TNA had a show that came on Access TV on the 24th. These are the matches below that happened before their pay per view, which we'll talk about next. It was Call Your Shot entry six-way match. Yeah, AJ Francis won that. Defeated Frankie Kazarian, Jake something, Jason Hodge, Laredo Kid, and Sammy Callahan. Any of these people should have won before him, but you know that's just me. Josh Alexander defeated Jonathan Gresham. Wendy Chu defeated Jody Threat, and ABC, Ace Austin, and Chris Bay, and the Hardys, along Jeff and Matt Hardy, defeated the system of Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, JDC, and Moose, with Alicia Edwards in their corner. So, did you see any of this,
No,
JD?
ma'am, I don't, I don't, I don't,
I
I
just
don't,
want to say, them keep pushing.
I don't dabble in TNA.
They keep pushing AJ Francis,
I
and they
know.
and they
Look,
keep pushing me to like listen if
look, they're gonna be there's gonna be people there's gonna be talent on wrestling rosters that don't connect with some part of the audience. And I feel like TNA, just from the outside looking in, because I don't watch their weekly television, from the outside looking in, they're continuing to push uh, AJ Francis, like for those NWA fans that are still out there, like they did Tyrus at that point in time when he was NWA champion. They're going to continue to push these people, regardless of the fact if they're really liked or if they're really disliked, but not disliked in the wrestling sense, right? Like
listen,
you can dislike a heel and understand that he's supposed to be a villain on TV, but AJ Francis is just genuinely not liked, which is a tough thing to swallow. You know what
listen.
I'm saying? So
If I can, once they get moving overlays, I'm gonna put it up. That top off the top rope that he did, that looked like I jumped off my bed.
what?
He literally, J News was just like, he, and it just, he literally jumped on his feet, then landed on his knees, and then went across.
Mm,
I take a leap of faith as a child better than he did.
well, there's this certain like
I'm
I don't know.
CNA, call
No,
me.
I don't know.
I can run up. I can give you one or two good moves. I can fall off the rope there. Y'all think watching Matt and Jess sometimes jump out the top or watching PCO jump out the top, which that's another I wish they would get rid of. That fix it, Jesus. Listen, fix it, Jesus. Fix it. Okay, Lord. Next, we're going to talk about the pay-per-view that happened. It was TNA Bound for Glory
Mm,
happening this Saturday. I watched it from beginning to end. It was first good pay per view. I was like, oh my God. Now we'll tell you the parts where I was irritated. Okay. I don't know if Jay News. Did you see this Jay News?
I did not.
Okay. Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance with their personal concierge defeated Brentley Reese and Zaya Brookshire. Anybody know me? No Ash by Elegance rub me the wrong type of way. Okay,
Who is Heather by Elegance?
that's her mentee.
Okay.
I don't know who she teaching because she ain't taught herself yet, but that's okay. Frankie Kazarian defeated AJ Francis. Uh, I can't pronounce his name. J. Lewis.
Supinder Gujar.
Yes. Hammerstone, Jake Something, Jason Hodge, John Schuyler, Jonathan Gresham, Casey Navarro, Laredo Kid, Leon Slater, Rhino, uh, Riho,
Rohit Raju.
and I knew the Raju. The rest of it wouldn't come out. See, nasally crazy lady. Sammy Callahan, Tasha Steeles was even in here. Trent Seven, Trey Miguel, and Zachary Wentz. And as you see, that's the order in which they went out. Frankie Kazarian, who was the first to go in, pinned Rhino, who was a part of the Hall of Fame ceremony, which we thought he was going to win in his hometown and did not. But it also made from a great story because Frankie Kazarian was in the main event as the referee.
Interesting.
Okay. So TNA X Division match. Uh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute, second. I was like, dog, it went out on me. No, no, Jenny. It was hold on, you're right here. I don't know why I don't blow it up. Because you know, your girl is blind, she's supposed to wear glasses, and she never does. Okay, Mike Bailey for the TNA X Division title match defeated El Hijo del Vikingo.
Yeah.
TNA's knockout world title match, Spitfire, Danny Luna, and Jody Threat defeated Rosemary and Wendy Chu, which Rosemary turned on Wendy Chu.
Did she?
Joshua, yes, she
Mm.
did. Shocked me. Josh Alexander defeated Steve Macklin by referee's decision. TNA Digital Media title slash international heavyweight title Monsters Ball match. PCO defeated Matt Cardona.
Hmm.
Steph Delander looked in them packages and stuff. Wild. Just wild. Matt Santana defeated Moose with JDC in his corner. TNA's knockout world title match. Masha Slamovich defeated Jordan Grace for a title that she's been holding so proudly. But this is also a sign that maybe Jordan might be leaving. Okay?
That seems to be the buzz on the internet that with Jordan dropping the belt that she's going to be WWE bound. Um, I don't know about that, but I wanted to mention this because you mentioned Masha Slamovich. What I did see about the build towards Bound for Glory was the whole contract signing bit that they had with with everybody that was involved there. Um, Shouts to Masha because she's been doing a thing for a long period of time between the Indies and on TNA, and her having the ability to actually win the TNA Knockouts World Championship from Jordan Grace. Me also understanding that they're really good friends outside the ring was definitely a cool moment to see. So shout out to Masha Slamovich.
Yes. This whole pay-per-view was good. It's just that certain things irked me. Um, Also, we had the world title match to be the second. This is what also irritated me, J Dubs. They called the Masha match the doing to me again what it does to me always. There we go. Now I'm a what? Black woman. Okay. So it literally said that these were a triple threat, a triple main event.
Okay.
That irks me, J Dubs. That really irks me
What?
because why we gotta have triple threat man? It hurts me when WWE does this. Why we can't just have a main event? You chose what you chose when you chose it.
Maybe they just feel like the spotlight should be on all these different talents and
And then
people
you
should be
put the
taking all these.
heavyweight match second to the main match. Jay knows if I could scream, I would. Okay.
Take it up with TNA management.
Listen, Scott DeBar, come back. TNA World Title match was refereed by Frankie Kazarian. Remember, he has the call your shot gauntlet opportunity. Was Nick Nemeth beating Joe Hendry by JBL's interference because my boy Frankie kept pretending that he was gonna, I'm gonna do it now. Nope. I'm gonna do it now. Nope. I'm gonna do it now. Nope. And then when he went to cash it in and he was asking for a referee, for some apparent reason, no referee wanted to come out then. But after JBL got involved, they all of a sudden wanted to show up. That Then we had the TNA World Tag Team title Full Metal Mayhem match. The Hardys, Jeff and Matt Hardy defeated ABC, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, and the System of Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards in a title change. Ladies and gentlemen, we on to what J News made me watch. Okay,
I didn't make you watch anything from what I was reading last week. There were two really good shows. If you didn't enjoy them, that sucks to be you. But
no, I enjoy them. I just don't enjoy some of the people in them.
oh,
Okay.
that's going to be the case all the time.
No. Sometimes I can get through a House of Glory or a Wrestling Revival match pay per view, but I have no problems.
Mm.
It's just sometimes. Ladies and gentlemen, we had MLP, which is Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, forged in excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, El Fantasmo, Josh Alexander, Stu Grayson defeated Alexander, Rocky Romero, and Trevor Lee. QT Marshall, I'll call him Marshall. Yeah, Mars. Losing my words today, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to have to fight the good fight with me. QT Marshall, Janu said.
All right, it's QT Marshall out there
Vacant.
with Harley Cameron. She defeated Bhupinder Gujar. He is
Every time
Canadian.
I say Bhupinder, I feel like I'm having a problem.
No,
Kaylee Ray, who I love. I know she's the kind of happy I like. Kaylee Ray
what
defeated.
the? Go on, go on,
It's
go
kind of
on,
it's kind of happy I like
go on,
because
go
I
on.
understand. I understand her happy. Okay,
No,
I
you don't.
understand her
You
happy.
know what? I don't understand. You know what? I don't care to understand Kylie Ray's happy. I'm glad she's happy, but I don't care to understand her kind of happy. That's
Yes,
all I gotta say about that.
she got to be happy, or some bad things that happen.
Yeah,
Aurora Teviz,
tell me.
Lainey Luck, and Taylor Rising.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Title Four-Way Tag Team Match. The Setters of Kevin Knight and Kushida defeated Aiden Prince and El Reverso.
Hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Road Squadron, Rahit Raju and Sheldon Jean and Brent Breaks and Johnny Swinger. This is
The Johnny Swinger, get out of here.
listen. We should be. This is where we start going a little bit crazy. Then for the PWA Champions Grail title match, which was vacant,
Hmm.
Rohan Raja defeated Jake something in the title change. Again, this always kills me when it's a vacant title and we fighting over the championship, but somehow they call it a title change. That's not my rules, okay? Title match. We had Bully Ray defeat Raj Desi.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reason as to why Dolores is laughing so uncontrollably is because this match has been graded probably one of the worst matches in wrestling history. History, folks, history. Not this week, not last month, not just a couple days ago. Wrestling history. One of the worst matches in wrestling history went down between Bully Ray and Raj Desi. Don't hinder the gender, but that is how it all went down. Oh, I think I might have lost Dolores here.
I thought,
Uh,
but I was laughing so hard I cut the microphone. Listen, I was Bully had said he wasn't really trying to get involved in mainstream things anymore, and I thought, okay, but this match went so bad that he appeared on WWE TV to
yes, he
help
did.
Trick Williams today. Bully said, I gotta fix this. I got to fix this somehow, some way. I got to fix this. Giselle Shaw defeated Mayu Yamashita. Uh, Konosuke Takeshita defeated Mike Bailey. Okay,
Yeah.
that was on night one. Night two, we had Aiden Prince and the Jet Setters of Kevin Knight and Kushida defeat Rocky Romero, Rohan Raja, and Rohit Raju. Listen,
Mhm.
at a certain point, Janus, you got to admit, when you see Rocky Romero's name, you know somebody is going to lose, and it's going to be him.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
For the QPW Qatar title match, El Reverso
Hmm.
defeated Classy Ali, and he took his title.
Cool.
So we have a new champion. Kylie Ray and Mayu Yamashita, which is a happy, um, deadly mix.
Combination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Defeated Harley Cameron and Laney Luck. Listen, the Harley Cameron Laney Luck side, that match should never happen. We ain't gonna talk about that. Uh Psycho Mike defeated Alex Zane, Jake Something, Sheldon Jean, Stu Grayson, Trevor Lee. Mike Bailey defeated El Phantasmo. Good match. Bupinder and Raj Dizzy defeated Bully Ray and QT Marshall. Whoa, shocker. And again, I wouldn't. Mm, that's not something I think you might just want to hit skip. Fast forward. For the ROH Women's World Title match, Athena defeated Giselle Shaw. And for the AEW International title, Konosuke Takeshita defeated Josh Alexander. Again, when I saw these matches, the last two, I already know who's going to win. I was just trying to enjoy the match.
Yeah. Yeah, and there were two really good matches to end the weekend there for Maple Leaf Pro. So shout outs to Scott Demore for relaunching Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling and giving wrestlers another outlet to go and showcase their talents and skills, and also to get paid. So that's because that's what your good brother Jay News is all about. The talent out here getting paid.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on to Stardom. This is J News's section of the podcast. And so we're continuing on, and we're going to start on with World Wonder of Stardom, Stardom's Goddess of Stardom Tag League. Okay, everybody's doing tag leagues now.
All right. So we had a Block A match that went down on the 26th, which was yesterday. We had the Cosmic Angels, Natsupoi and Sayori Anu get their 2 points by defeating Kahaku and Mei Sara. We had another Block A match, which is Empress Nexus Venus team of Rian and Waka Tsukiyama. They get their 2 points by defeating God's Eye of Hina and Lady C. Just a quick bit. In these tournament style matches, especially for the Japanese style matches, it works by a point system. So whatever team and or individual person has the most points by the end of their blocks round is the person that goes on to whatever the playoff rounds and the final rounds are. So it's every win you get is 2 points, every loss you get is 0 points, and if you draw, it's 1 point. Going on to the third match, we have Empress Nexus Venus. That team of Hanako, Maika, and Miya Shirakawa. They defeated Rana Yagami, Sayalita, and Suzuki. Haruka Yumasaki and Starlight Kid went up against members of Hate, Momo Watanabe, in a double countout. We then have Block B matches. God's Eye, Saki Kashima, and Sayuri got 2 points by defeating members of Hate, Konami, and Saya Kamitani. We then had another Block B match, which was Stars, Mayu Iwatani, and Momo Kogo. Lovely to see Momo back in the ring, defeating Neo Genesis members Azumi and Mayu Amasaki. We then had the Block B match, which ended. It was Hazuki and Kaguma getting their 2 points by defeating Hate members Natsuko Tora and Ruaka. We then had the Marigold ladies doing their shows over the last week. We did this show, Delores. So yeah, on the 22nd. Yeah, on the 22nd. We had Natsumi Shozuki defeating Kamomo Minami, Bozilla defeating Chiaki, Koiki Amare and Nane Takahashi defeating Misa Matsui and Nao Ishikawa. Miku Aono versus Nagisa Nozaki versus Utami Hayashishida went to a time limit draw. And then we had a team of Mei Sakurai, Mirai, and Mila Grace defeating Kazuna Tanaka, Ria Seto, and Victoria Yuzuki. On the 24th, we had More Marigold action. It was Chiaki and Myla Grace defeating Komomo Minami and Minami Yuki. Misa Matsui defeated Naho Yamada. Kuki Amari and Utami Hayashishita defeating Chikagoto and Rhea Seto. Nanae Takahashi defeated Nao Ishikawa. Marigold Superfly title match, which is basically the equivalent of a high speed or a cruiserweight, if you want to put it that way. It was Natsumi Shozuki, the champion, defeating Hummingbird. Marigold Twin Star title match, their tag team. We had Mai Sakurai and Mirai, the champions, defeated Kazuna Tanaka and Victoria Yuzuki. Marigold United National title match, which is basically their mid card title, where Maiku A Ono, the champion, defeated Nagisa Nozaki. And then we had the Marigold World Title match, which was a banger, and we saw Sari get some color, aka she bled. We saw Sari, the champion, defeat Bozilla in one hard hitting match. Shouts to Sari, shouts to Bozilla for such a violent affair, but it went down that way. Then this morning we had Victoria Yuzuki defeat Komomo Minami, Myla Grace, and now Ishikawa defeating Minami Yuki and Rhea Seto. Kazuna Tanaka defeated Naho Yamada. Kyuki Amare, Misa Matsui, and Utami Hayashishita went up against Mei Sakurai, Mirai, and Natsumi Shozuki in a time limit draw. And then we saw Maiku A Ono, Nanae Takahashi defeat Bozilla and Chiaki. We had Marigold Mask Fiesta.
That also took place this morning.
Okay, this is the secondary show that took place this morning, so I didn't get to watch this. We had Rhea Seto get this up, defeating La Hija de Yuyu, Minami Yuki, and Mystery Peach, which was Komomo Minami. So basically, the ladies were wearing masks. The Flaming German, Bozilla, defeated Sayog, Myla Grace, and Wild Wolf, Chiaki. Crystal Marie, which is Mei Sakurai, Mirataros, Mirai, and Misa Matsui defeated Kinyan, Kazuna Tanaka, Passion 7, Nanae Takahashi, and Yuzi Chika, Victoria Yuzuki. Butterfly Queen, Koki Amare, Ikemen Mask, Utami Hayashishita, and Honada Maya. Naho Yamada defeated Mercy, who is Miku Aono. Queen O Lantern, which was Natsumi Shozuki, and Rio de Piedra, which is now Ishikawa. Interesting names that the ladies picked for themselves as masked wrestlers, by the way. We then go on to Pro Wrestling Noah, the second biggest Japanese promotion on the male side. Noah Sunny Voyage 2025. On the 20th, we had Keno defeating Cristobal. All Rebellion members, Alejandro and Kai Fujimura, defeat Alpha Wolf and Dragon Bane. In the best 2 out of 3 falls match, 10-man tag team, we had all Rebellion members, Alejandro, Cristobal, Kai Fujimura, Kaito Kiyomiya, and Keno defeat Hajime Ohara, Manabu Soya, Masa Kitamiya, Shuji Kondo, and Tadasuke. Tadasuke, I'm not too sure what all this is. This doesn't even make any sense right here. But I would say to break down the match, Fujimura pins Ohara, and then Kiyomiya pins Tadasuke.
Yeah. So it was a no falls match. I don't think I saw it because I was up early in the morning. But when you go on the site, this is the things they give you. The best.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, so we also had Mad Magic.
From Noah Go On. So we
If
had
I remember right, it happened this morning too.
Okay, so all Rebellion members, Alejandro and Cristobal versus Junta Miyawaki and Yu Owada in the time limit draw. Amakusa defeated LJ Cleary. Daga defeated Hikaru Sato. We then had Dragon Bane, Iyata, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., and Ulka Sasaki defeat Anthony Green, Hayata, Tadasuke, and Vinny Mazzaro. Kaito Kiyomiya defeated Tyler Alexander, and then Keno and Yuji Nagata defeated Manabu Soya and Masa Kitamiya. New Japan Pro Wrestling brings to you the best of Super Junior Tag League. In the A block, we had the Bullet Club War Dogs, Clark Connors, and Drilla Maloney. Then we have a show in Yoshinobu Kanemaru, House of Torture, Robbie Eagles, and Kosei Fujita of TMDK, Hiromu Takahashi and Bushi of Los Ingobernables de Japón, Ryusuke Taguchi and Dragon Dia together in a tag, and then Tiger Mask and Captain Suicida in the tag for the block A. We then go block B, Kushida and Kevin Knight, the Jet Setter, CJP and Francisco Akira of the United Empire, Catch 2-2, Yo and Rocky Romero of Chaos, the DKC and Ninja Mac as a tag team, Robbie X and Taiji Ishimori representing the Bullet Club stable, and Paris De Silva along with Jude London, the Velocities on block B. Road to Super Junior Tag League. On the 24th, I thought this first show was, right? We had Daiki Nagai against Matsuda to time them a draw. Those were the Young Lions. The Velocities, Jude London and Paris De Silva defeated Katsuya Murashima and Yo. Bullet Club members Gato, Robbie X, and Taiji Ishimori defeated Ninja Max, Shomakato, and the DKC. The Intergalactic Jet Setters, Kevin Knight and Kushida, along with Tomoaki Hama, defeated United Empire members Francisco Akira, Jacob Austin Young, and TJP. Jado, Master Wato, and Yoshota Umino defeated Just Five Guys members Doki, Sonata, and Taika Michinoku. We then had the Super Junior Tag League Block A block action. Rosen Goben Abazabo, Bushi and Hiromu Takahashi got 2 points, along with Tetsuya Naito flanking them, which is interesting. Defeated Captain Suicida and Tiger Mask. We then had the Bullet Club War Dogs, Clark Connors, and Drilla Maloney get their 2 points by defeating the House of Torture members, Sho and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. And then we had TMDK's Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles get their 2 points with Ryohei Oiwa in their corner, defeating Dragon Dia and Ryusuke Taguchi. We then had the show on the 26th. We had Daiki Nagai and Katsuya Murashima defeat Masatori Yasuda and Shomakato. Captain Suicida, Tiger Mask, and Toru Yano defeated House of Torture members Sho, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Yujiro Takahashi. Los Ingobernables Japón, Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Tetsuya Naito defeated Dragon Dia, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Tomoaki Hanma. TMDK members Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, and Ryohei Oiwa defeated Bullet Club War Dog members Clark Connors, Drilla Maloney, and Gato. Just Five Guys, Doki, Sonata, and Taka Michinoku defeated Jado, Master Wato, and Shota Umino. We have Block B action going on in the Super Junior Tag League. We had Chaos members Rocky Romero and Yo get their 2 points by defeating the Velocities of Jude London and Paris De Silva. We then had the Bullet Club team members of Robbie X and Taiji Ishimori getting their 2 points by defeating Ninja Mac and the DKC. And then we had Catch 2-2, Francisco Akira and TJP, along with Jacob Austin Young in their corner, defeat the Intergalactic Jet Setters right off the bat, who are Kevin Knight and Kushida. We then had the show that happened this morning. We had House of Torture members Sho and Yoshinobu Kanemaru get their 2 points to defeat Captain Suicida and Tiger Mask. And Block A action. Block B match, we had Ninja Mac and the DKC defeat the Velocities of Jude London and Paris De Silva. Now Ninja Mac and the DKC have 2 points. Dragon D and Ryusuke Taguchi have their 2 points now by defeating Los Ingobernables de Japón, Bushi and Hiromu Takahashi. We then had Intergalactic Jet Setters Kevin Knight and Kushida get their 2 points by defeating Bullet Club members Robbie X and Taiji Ishimori. Jado, Master Wato, and Shota Umino defeated Just Five Guys member Doki, Sonata, and Taka Michinoku. We then went back to Block A match action, which saw the Bullet Club War Dogs, Drilla Maloney, and Clark Connors get their 4 points, defeating TMDK members Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles. And then we had, to finalize Block B action, we had Chaos members Rocky Romero and Yo Roppongi 3K defeating Catch 2-2, Francesco Akira, and TJP. So far on the leaderboard, we have Drilla Maloney and Clark Connors and the Chaos members. We're gonna preview some things, aren't we, Dolores?
Yes. It's previews, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go with WWE. We're gonna go with what happened today. We're gonna preview that, and then we'll go over it next week because it was on during the time that we're on with you, and we want to give you our attention. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start on today. We had the NXT American Title Tables, Ladders, Scares match with Tony D'Angelo facing Oba Femi. Julia and Stephanie Vacure having a match against Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. We had an ambulance match with Andre Chase and Rich Holland. For the WWE NXT Women's North American title, we had Kalani Jordan versus Fatal Influence. It was a gauntlet match of Fallon Henley, JCJ, and Jasmine Nix. We had of the NXT Devils Playground match with Trick Williams defending his championship against Ethan Page. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to Crown Jewel, which will happen on 11/2 from Saudi Arabia. We have Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed.
Mhm.
We have Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. We have the WWE Tag Team Title four-way match: Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, the current champions, versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus Damage Control of Io Sky and Kairi Sane versus Metaphor of Jakar Jackson and Lash Legend. We also have for the WWE United States title triple threat match: LA Knight versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes. We have for the WWE Women's Crown Jewel title: Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. And for the WWE Crown Jewel match, as far as the men's side, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther. Are you looking for any one of these, J News? Are you looking forward to any one of these?
No, no.
You heard me when you said no. I was like, come on now,
They
give
don't,
me.
they don't have me invested in this show at all, and it has nothing to. I know a lot of people have um agenda thing with Saudi Arabia and all that shit or whatever the case is, and to each his own, right?
Yeah,
That has nothing to do with my dislike for the show. Uh, they just haven't credible outside of Bronson Reed uh versus Tyler Black versus oh my god, why am I using that name? Versus um
I was like, you gonna go ahead and use that name, huh?
uh what's his name? Dolores, help me.
What match are you talking about?
The Bronson Reed match. He's going up
Seth
against
Rollins.
Seth Rollins. Thank you. Um, outside of that, because they've made that lead up to that match fun. Um, I don't really have much interest in anything else going on here. Like the Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton thing is really a part of the whole Cody Rhodes storyline. So that's just something that's adjacent. Um, and the spotlight that's been put on Carmelo Hayes and Andrade has been a welcoming sight on SmackDown, and now having them involved in the United States Championship match here with LA Knight. For me, and me speaking from a WWE perspective, this just smells like a title change without LA Knight having to be pinned. So that's really what that boils down to for me. So I don't have any interest in that because LA Knight has garnered quite a bit of popularity in the WWE's eyes. So I think him beating both guys at this point in their statuses, that being Carmelo Hayes and Andrade on WWE TV, doesn't really do much for LA Knight and stuff like that. And there's been no build between Gunther and Cody, and I got no interest in Liv Morgan as a character right now. So I hope Nia wins that match for all intents and purposes. So there's that.
Ladies, ladies and gentlemen, we're on to GCW, which is our trailer. GCW on 10/31 is having GCW's Monster Bash. For the JCW title match, we have Masha Slamovich versus Zara Zakir. We have Effie versus Rob Crap. We're gonna say it
Mhm.
like that. Cyclope versus RS. Vipers versus Brooke Havoc. Gringo Loco versus Ray RS.
Ooh.
Super Crazy versus Mike Bailey. I definitely want to see that. And then we're on to the next night. Well, not the next night, but the next show, which is on 11/12. It's GCW Hawaii Mania.
Why are they calling it Hawaii Mania?
Let me actually look up. I think they might be in Hawaii because you know GCW has done shows on what you call that in Japan recently, so they've been traveling a lot.
There,
Uh,
cause there hasn't been a wrestling show of note in mainland Hawaii in a very long time.
yes, it's let me see because they have weird. They normally go to wherever they're at,
Yeah, I'm sure you're
and
right.
yeah, it's from the Hawaii Convention Center in Honolulu.
Wow. Okay. Props
Yeah.
to them.
So we're gonna have Mike Bailey versus Effie, Gringo Loco versus RS, Officer Coke Cabana versus Danhausen.
Hmm.
Yes, I said that right. Officer Coke Cabana. And Matt Cardona versus, this is J News,
No, it's Aleki Afi.
Aleki Afi. See, I
Mhm.
tried to pronounce that earlier. It came out badly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. But ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready for the good stylings from the good brother, J News?
What are we going to? For
Oh, I forgot I had progress left. That was on me. That was on me. We went over the progress show last. Was it last week or week before last?
Mhm.
So we already know those matches are still the same. I just wanted to let you know it comes up on the 27th. Normally, Progress is on YouTube a lot. So
Yeah.
I think they haven't posted yet the time. So I do not know the time. So definitely
This
make
was
sure.
this was the show from today. The Werewolves of London show.
Yeah, yeah,
This,
yeah.
this already happened. There was some happenings, but we'll review this next week. When the,
Yeah, we're gonna review it next week because we already went over it. I don't know why I thought it was supposed to be last week, but so just letting you know, and because it came on during the middle of the day today, anything that happens early in the morning before 8 a.m., I definitely can see it. Middle of the day, afternoon, if we're on, that's something we'll cover on the next show. Okay, again, J News has got the stylings here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me pull up a J News folder because he's special.
what?
You got a special folder for New Japan. That was
Uh,
let me pull up your folder.
all right. So we got more tag league stuff going. Road to Power Struggle on the 28th, which is tomorrow. Uh, we'll have Block B action. The Velocities, Drew London and Paris da Silva go up against Catch 2 Francisco Akira and TJP. We then have Captain Suicida and Tiger Mask going up against the Bullet Club War Dogs, Clark Connors and Jill Maloney. We then have Dragon Dia and Ryusuke Taguchi going up against the House of Torture members, Sho and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. And then we have Los Cinco Barnabas de Japón, Shingo Takagi and Yoda Tsuji going up against TMDK members Ryohei Oiwa and Zack Sabre Jr. We then have Rocky Romero and Yo of Chaos going up against Bullet Club members Robbie X and Taiji Ishimori and Block B action. Block A action, Los Cinco Barnabas de Japón, Bushi and Hiromu Takahashi going up against TMDK members Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles. We then have more Road 2 shows on the 30th of October, which is next Wednesday, or this coming Wednesday, should I say. Daiki Nagai versus Masatori Yasuda, which is probably going to end in the time limit draw anyways. The Velocities, Drew London and Paris da Silva, along with Katsuya Murashima, go up against the Intergalactic Jet Setters of Kevin Knight and Kushida, along with Shomakato. We then have Ninja Mac, the DKC, and Tomaki Hama go up against Chaos members Rocky Romero, Toru Yano, and Yo. We then have Bullet Club members Gato, Robbie X, and Taiji Ishimori go up against United Empire members Francisco Akira, Jacob Austin Young, and TJP. Sorry. We then have Jado, Master Watto, and Shota Umino join forces to go up against the Just Five Guys, Doki, Sonata, and Taichi. We then have Block A action, Captain Suicida and Tiger Mask going up against TMDK's Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles. And on to the 31st, Halloween Day, Road to Power Struggle. Daiki Nagai and Katsuya Murashima against Masatori Yasuda and Shomakato. We then have Captain Suicida, Tiger Mask, and Toru Yano go up against Dragon Dia, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Tomaki Hanma. Six-man tag again. House of Torture members Sho, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Yujiro Takahashi go up against TMDK members Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, and Ryohei Oiwa. Six-man tag again. Los Cinco Barnabas de Japón, Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Tetsuya Naito go up against Bullet Club War Dog members Clark Connors, Jill Maloney, and Gato. We then have a six-man tag yet again. Jado, Master Watto, and Shota Umino go up against Just Five Guys, Doki, Sonata, and Taichi. We then have Block B action. We have Ninja Mac and the DKC go up against Chaos members Rocky Romero and Yo. We then have the Velocities of Jude London and Paris da Silva go up against the Intergalactic Jet Setters Kevin Knight and Kushida. Catch 2-2 from the United Empires, Francisco Akira and TJP go up against the Bullet Club members Robbie X and Taiji Ishimori. And then we have the show on the 1st of November, which is next Friday. We have Daiki Nagai versus Masatori Yasuda. Six-man tag, the Velocities, Jude London and Paris Silva, along with Katsuya Murashima, go up against the Bullet Club members of Gato, Robbie X, and Taiji Ishimori. We then have another six-man tag, Ninja Mac, Shamakato, and the DKC go up against United Empire members Francisco Akira, Jacob Austin Young, and TJP. Six-man tag action again. Intergalactic Jet Setters, Kevin Knight and Kushida, along with Tomoaki Hama, go up against Chaos members Rocky Romero, Toru Yano, and Yo. We then have another six-man tag, Jado, Master Wato, and Shota Umino go up against just five guys, Doki, Sonata, and Taichi. We then have A-Block action, House of Torture members Sho and Yoshinobu Kanemaru go up against TMDKs, Kojei Fujita, and Robbie Eagles. Block A again, No Single Banabase Hapon, Bushi and Hiromu Takahashi go up against Bullet Club War Dog members Clark Connors and Drilla Maloney. We then have Captain Suicida with Tiger Mask go up against Dragon Daya and Ryusuke Taguchi. We then have the show next Saturday on the 2nd of November. We have Daiki Nagai and Katsuya Murashima go up against Masatori Yasuda and Shomakato. Captain Suicida, Tiger Mask, and Toru Yano go up against the Bullet Club War Dogs, Clark Connors, Drilla Maloney, and Gato in a six-man tag. 10-man tag action. We have Bebop Tag Team, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Toru Yano, along with Dragon Daya, Oleg Bolton, and Ryusuke Taguchi, go up against House of Torture members Evil, Ren Narita Show, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Yujiro Takahashi. Six-man tag. We had Jado, Master Wato, and Shota Umino, yet again, going up against just five guys, Doki, Sonata, and Taichi. 8-man tag. We had Los Singo Banamasa Hapon, Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, and Tetsuya Naito go up against TMDK members Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. We have Block B action. We have Ninja Mac and the DKC go up against Catch 2-2 of Francisco Akira and TJP. We then have Block B action again in the Intergalactic Jet Setters. Kevin Knight and Kushida, the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, go up against Chaos members Rocky Romero and Yo. And then Block B action again, the Velocities of Jude London and Paris De Silva go up against Bullet Club members Robbie X and Taiji Ishimori.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of that review, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, J News, we made it. Also, my computer acting weird. So I have turned into a gray blob and I don't even care. Uh so J News, I'm going to take myself and I'm going to hide myself. Give me a second. Give me a second, J News. Give me a second. There we go. Now I am the voice of J News. Ladies and gentlemen, J News will tell you about his spotlight. J News, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Spotlight of the week. Decided this last minute, but I thought it was a good choice to have. The spotlight of the week for me is the one and only, the gold standard and standard of excellence, Shelton Benjamin. A man who has been in professional wrestling for over 20 years at this point. Shelton Benjamin is one of the best in-ring workers I have ever seen in my life. His recent signing to AEW, to the AEW promotion, has been a breath of fresh air due to the way that they are booking his matches. They are making him out to be very badass, and they're booking him very strongly. He's had matches so far against Leo Rush and Sammy Guevara. This Wednesday night, coming to Dynamite, he will be having his one-on-one match against former AEW champion Swerve Strickland. So I'll definitely be looking forward to that. But I just wanted to spotlight Shelton Benjamin for the sake of him getting another chance at being a top and formidable wrestler in another wrestling promotion. He's not only known for his work in WWE. He is an original member of Suzuki Gun over in New Japan Pro Wrestling and in Japanese wrestling altogether. He's done stints with other companies and other promotions around the world throughout his wrestling career for the last 20 years. He's most notably known for his NCAA collegiate background and being a former champion at the NCAA level, and also being a former teammate of Brock Lesnar in the NCAA in their days at the University of Minnesota. So Shelton Benjamin is definitely a man who has a lot of legitimacy and credence to him in the professional wrestling landscape. And I just wanted to make sure that he gets spotlighted as AEW is starting to spotlight him now because he needs all the flowers because he's just somebody who's inspired a lot of modern day wrestlers to get in the ring. And he's still doing it at such a high level at his age, as I mentioned earlier in the podcast, 49 years old and still chugging along at the highest level at this point and looking badass while doing it. So shouts and spotlight to Shelton Benjamin. Hopefully Tony Khan continues to book him strongly, and whatever they're doing with this whole Hurt Syndicate business in AEW is just a positive for AEW TV and everybody involved, including Shelton Benjamin.
Ladies and gentlemen, just like we always do, we are going to let J News highlight himself and talk about the things that he does on his channel.
Yeah. So folks, you can watch me on the YouTube space. This week I decided not to record a video for a movie review that I wanted to do. So I'm going to do it here for like about 20 or 30 seconds. Last Thursday night, first time in a while that me and the homies went to a movie together. We went to go watch Venom: The Last Dance. My personal stance on Venom: The Last Dance, I did not like the movie. I didn't like any of the Venom movies, if I'm being completely honest, and I love Tom Hardy as an actor. So I just don't feel like what they did with the Venom character along the path of all three movies was something to my liking. I just didn't necessarily, it didn't fit for what it was that I was looking for the Venom character itself. They made it too spoofy. They made it too silly. It just wasn't. It wasn't good enough for me. A lot of the comedy was too corny in certain aspects. When it comes to Venom 3, too many holes within the plot. Some things just didn't make much sense here and there, and then for them to basically debut the big bad that they debuted in this particular movie didn't make sense because the Sony part of the Sony Spider-Verse, which is different from the MCU, doesn't have the character capital necessary for them to deal with the big bad that they debuted in this movie. I'm going to leave it vague like that because a lot of people haven't gone to see the movie as of yet. It's not doing very great box office wise and things of that nature, but I wanted to give you guys that quick review here, being that I'm not doing a video review for it. And I didn't even do a complete write-up for it on Letterboxd and elsewhere because I couldn't find enough words to put together to downplay a movie. So that gets a stamp of disapproval of not watchable from me because I'm just not going to go back and watch this movie, and I wouldn't recommend this movie for anybody to watch it. I think it's a waste of time. That's just my personal opinion. If you've liked the Venom movies and if you like that the shtick, you know, it you can go ahead and watch it, but I think that you'd be wasting your money doing so. So there's that, and you can check me out on the on the socials at John LYFNMG. Check me out on X/Twitter. Check me out on Instagram, and also here on the YouTube space. You can watch the live stream of the Hit the Roast podcast on my YouTube channel every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me and the lovely Delores doing the Hit the Roast podcast. And this week I should be dropping some videos as long as I deem the movies worthy of getting video reviews. I'll be watching movies tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. um, for a bunch of movies I've been meaning to watch and haven't gotten around to, but I'm finally out of this fog that I've been in for the last month. So you'll be seeing new material and new content from me coming this week via the YouTube space and on the Twitter space. So watch for me there. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check out J News. I'm just gonna put my little icon back up there so J News doesn't have to be alone. I think I figured out where I have went wrong on this platform, and won't do it again. I had my settings too high, and it was like, chick, you're doing too much. So that's why I'm a great blob. So hey, Ruby. Listen, I'm gonna say Ruby jinxed me, J News, because if you go back on this channel, we tried this. We tried a lot of different platforms, and we tried this, and it didn't work. Okay, and then I tried it separate from Ruby, and it worked. And then I got Ruby to try it, and it didn't work for her.
Hmm.
And then she was telling me about it today, and I was like, no, I haven't had that problem since the day we used it until today. Okay. And then my camera decided, but it was my fault because I had to set it too high. But that's on me. Okay. Trying to be technical, computer programming brain was like, oh, I can do it. I can fix it. And I messed it up. Okay. But as you see, J News is up here looking young again. So it did something. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to take J News off so I can do my little spiel. Took me
Yeah.
off.
There
Took
you
me off. There you go. There you go. J News got to go. It's my time to shine, okay? Even though y'all don't see me, it's my time to shine. Follow me on all social medias through this QR link. It's also in my chat, in my bio, actually, my link tree. And yeah, Ruby, I'm going to blame you later on. And later on after this, we might just have to move on. Me and J News are a particular age, a particular ilk. And we need the finer things in life. And this might not be fine enough, okay? But but at least we did it. And from what I've seen, the show went pretty well, except for this little hiccup with my camera. But again, that's me doing too much. Cash now doing too much. But again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to catch up on some of my past things, see the Hit the Ropes podcast, please join the link. Right now, I am taking a well deserved social media break. And so eventually I might come back in time, if ever. But right now, uh, we're just focusing on Hit the Ropes. That's my main focus right now. Is Hit the Ropes and supporting my friends and family that are around me. Like I said, RIP to my cousin. And I am going to be, when I do come back, showing you all some new things and some new fun stuff. And you might even see Ruby on the channel. You might see Ruby and I doing some games and some things and some fun. You might see AID. You might see J News pop in and do some stuff. It's just will be a fun time. And so, again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you scan that QR code. Also, scan J News' QR code. Go over to his channel, like and subscribe. He is definitely coming back. I know I keep saying that every week, but he will. Okay? Have a faith of a mustard seed. And J News will come back. Okay? Look, he back already.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's been a good Sunday. This is episode 6 of the Hit the Roast podcast. Just want to thank everybody that has been tuning in and viewing and listening to us run down the week that was in professional wrestling. So we appreciate everybody who's been viewing and listening in their respective ways. Keep on hitting the like and the subscribe buttons on whatever channel best suits you at this point. So it works for the benefit of all of us. Shout out to everybody in the chat for participating today, and hope to see y'all next time. Dolores, do you have anything to say to the lovely people that have been with us all this
Yeah.
last hour and a half.
Yes, we really appreciate you. Tell us down below from your standpoint, what do you think of this platform? We might change. Listen, I don't mind spending money to make sure my stuff look good. Okay, so let me know. Now I ain't gonna spend $50. I might tip to the line, but I'm not gonna go there. Okay, so let me know. We might try something else, but right now we like this platform. We can co-share. We can do other things, and it went pretty well. It went pretty just like we normally do. Nothing was different than what we normally do, and so other than my camera and me tinkering it, but that's a me problem, not a them problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us. We truly appreciate you. And as I normally say, I know you hear me say it all the time. It ain't even here. Hold on, let me go back. I forgot I got different folders because we had so many things to do.
Hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but for me, as the girl who is stuffed up and sick, I can tell you right now, it is getting very, 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 very hot in here. And it's time to cut the lights out, ladies and gentlemen, because we got to go. But we'll see you next week. And until then, have a great week. Peace.